ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
That's beautiful. We have Americo, of course, and you noticed Americo is the cat man of all cat men. He's got all the accoutrements, and he's
because I'm a jazz cat, Daddy.
He is, and he and Basil were close friends, and
we were close friends.
He and Basil were close friends, and he and Lilith were close friends, and still continue to be. And you know what? I've got her. She called in from the hereafter, and usually we call in when we get call-ins from the hereafter. Usually we have to call out. And like our good friend Bill Murray up in the hammock, who's crying a lot as we are, he taught us from the movie Ghostbusters that the way to reach out to the hereafter was you do this, and because in his words, they hate it when I do this. So Bill gave us that way to reach out, that means of reaching out to the hereafter, which we've used quite often now. And now our dear departed Lilith has reached out from the hereafter to us, using the inky dinky phone. She's probably if we lift she's on not just on the inky dinky phone, she's also on the big phone, the important phone, and she's also on, I'll bet, she's on all three phones at the same time, so she's got it covered. She's got the whole rainbow
in our hands.
We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands.
That's it.
We got you and my pussy in your hands. We got you and my pussy in our hands. That doesn't sound right, does it? In our hands, we got the whole world in our hands.
I know that's a thing.
Lil just
pussycat thing.
Yeah, Lil said you could go ahead and use the word pussy because this is her ceremony.
In context of a cat.
Exactly, and she's echoing the same thing on the medium-sized phone, the Nickelodeon phone.
But on this phone, what you can't see is the FCC's calling us right now.
I think that's probably true. But
we're not going to answer it.
But the FCC can go FCC themselves.
Yeah.
Now, Lilith was one of the big means by which we got corporate sponsorship here on Basil BuddhaCat Presents! ! She actually did the cold calling to get us our major sponsors. Now we had a couple that have kind of dropped off because they thought we were being a little unkind to them and a little bit crude in our description, but we still got a couple of them left, and one of them, and we'll do this for Lil because Lil gave us not A&W root beer, but she signed us up a corporate sponsor, and you have to imagine that they're P.A&W root beer. And you know what? How do we know that Basil and Lilith like P.A&W root beer? Well, two ways. You know that's their favorite root beer. One is that you'd find evidence of them drinking it after the fact in their litter pan. At least the first letter you'd find the evidence of. And it just, that that one letter made A&W root beer into the Titanic great root beer, the best root beer ever. And never mind the fact that they're giving us not just some free root beer, but they're also giving us some cha-ching for promoting them. But now the big one.
My son loves that root beer.
I tell you, there you go. See, there you go. Atom loves A&W root beer, not unknowing that it's actually P.A&W root beer. But it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Whether you drink it in one form or the other, it's always got that extra letter in it. Now, Basil and Lilith also.
But not the extra ingredient.
Okay,
You know, Pete.
you drink it without the extra ingredient. Okay,
You know, you just need the letter to represent.
that's true.
Want people to think they're drinking. Well, I'll tell you a Basil story.
Hold on.
Am
Go
I
ahead.
allowed to tell this story?
You could.
This is how we know we were close. Every time I came over here, that's when the cats have to go make, you know? I have to make a number 2. Every time. And it was
I guess we can say shite.
Yes, it was quite shite.
So
every time
you'd come over, Basil would
and it would be
honor
the
you
kind
by leaving a shite in his
yes,
litter
it'd
pan.
be the eyebrow singeing type of shite. It always was.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, but it might have been in the Paul's root beer.
Might have been that too.
Or his favorite.
Or Schweppervescence. Or, well, I don't think it was that. You know, we do the commercial for the 8-ball, which is about the right size that it would fit in my hand right now. We do the commercial for the 12-ball. We start with a little 12-ball, which is about this big, not like an eyeball, and then we went to Costco and got the 8-ball, and the 8-ball is actually the 12-ball now with 50% more ball.
Wow, that's a lot of balls.
Or did I get it backwards? Hold on a second. The 8-ball is the 12-ball. The 8-ball is the 12-ball. The 12-ball is the 8-ball with 50% more ball.
Yes.
50% 12. 1.5 times 8 is 12.
Not to be mistaken with the Powerballs.
No, and Basil, no doubt had those too. But so now here you go. This is the big corporate sponsor. This is the one that's been our mainstay. It's Tootsie Roll, and in honor of Lilith, we're going to do a commercial for Tootsie Roll, and we have right here proof that that Basil and Lilith like Tootsie Roll, that's their candy of their favorite candy. And the proof is in their litter pan, because here you go, there you go. See, even though this might look like a real Tootsie Roll, it's a Tootsie Roll in its own little hereafter, so to speak.
It's a Tootsie Roll in the true to nature, eye singeing brow.
It is. And Lilith is still with us, and Lilith's still with us, and she's actually called this collect, so this is going to be a bit expensive, but that's okay, because this is her moment. This is time for her to pass, and her to continue that travel into the hereafter. But if you would grace us with another song, that would be great.
A cat song, maybe.
That would be good. I think Lilith would like that, and I'm going to leave the phones out so she can hear them in the hereafter.
The phones are open, folks.
Well, they're not, because Lil's on the phone.
beautiful. That
Beautiful.
piano's so rough.
Yeah. Well, you're doing.
Thank
you're doing,
you.
You're doing miracles with it.
You have
And-
to excuse the notes that actually just, some of them just decide to play themselves whenever they feel like it.
You know what I'll bet that was? I'll bet that was the paws of a little cat running over the keys.
I think it was. It kind of feels that way.
Probably like, you know, playing a couple extra notes in between your fingers.
I think I felt a little hair.
She was a slick cat and continues to be.
Now, if there's any cat people out there, you know how cats like to put their little bungholes in your face. I think I got a little of that when I was playing.
We know that quite well because, matter of fact,
Lil was good at doing that.
Lil was good at doing that.
Yeah.
Basil, you'll speak to Basil being pretty good at that. And now the Norwegian forest cat Walter is kind of taking up the job that they did. And Kristen wakes up in the middle of the night sometimes, and I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and there it is. It's a cat's ass. It's a cat's ass. A cat's ass. A cat's ass.
I get that sometimes too.
Yeah, we get the cat's ass in their face.
That's why.
So that's part of the cat's loving
say
you.
sometimes my playing is the cat's ass. I don't know if that's a good thing.
And when the cat trusts you enough to put its cat's ass in your fei-fei, what does that show you?
Total trust.
Total trust. See, Kristen's off camera, but she's here crying with the rest of us and relishing the moment because this is really we're doing what Lil would want us to do. Lil would want us to not to mourn her passing, but to move forward, take what she taught us, and move forward and move forward. And again, another big thank you for Jeff Hubsher for coming here and being part of Lil's final hour. And it was he's part of the family, and it was a very moving and touching experience. And Americo, Lilith would like you to share your information with the audience because you deserve it certainly for being a part of this and making her transition into the hereafter a smoother one.
Now,
Americo Carrasco, where can we contact you?
well, that depends. You're looking on Earth or in outer space.
Well, let's start with Earth here.
Well, if you want some piano playing by Americo, you'll have to call 860-350-3986, and you'll talk to my agent.
Okay.
His name is Susan Randall,
Excellent, yeah.
and you're good-looking guys. She's my wife.
And you're so cool that you haven't really gotten involved in the internet yet, so we really can't reach you because you really don't have an email address, do you?
Piano, let's see, Piano Americo, I think that's all one word,
Yep, you got it.
at charter.net. Piano Americo at charter.net.
Now we've got Basil's show on. Lilith is guiding me from the phones, but we've got Basil's show on, of course, on Comcast, Friday night, 10 o'clock, and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. But we also have Basil now on Cablevision, which emanates out of Norwalk into the surrounding ether sphere, or what do you call it? To the Ethernet?
I have no idea.
Okay, but it's on Cablevision, and I believe Basil's on 10:30 p.m. Tuesday. Check your local listings. Contact Cablevision, and you know what?
Cablevisión.
We have come to the end of this wonderful ceremony, and everybody is, feeling good, sad, but satisfied that Lil's life, Lil lives on. Could you take us out with a song?
I will take this out with a song. And it's one that's going to come from Hence.
Okay.
So pardon the arrangement. I don't know if it comes from Hence I think it's being sent to me by someone who feels a little sunshiny.
Version.
Let your funk out, dude.
Huh?
Let your funk out.
I can't no more, man.
Do it again.
And that motherfucker hurts. This piano is a killer.
Snarky and Tweety from behind the camera. That Snarky is our dumb something is standing snark hound you'll see on the credits. And Tweety also behind the camera. And Bill Murray unanimously tweeted us while you were playing that and asked if you would be so kind as to give a day in the life a whirl.
The day in the life, boy.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, if you could play it, that would be...
These things, these keys, they just play themselves. Some of these keys are like possessed.
Suppose he's just
well,
got done doing a game.
Well, we can. You gave us a send off into that, and Lilith says,
good enough for her.
Lilith says, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I don't know that one.
She says she loves you. Thank you very much for coming by and sharing both our sadness and our joy with us. And
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.